Cigar time again. Cigar time.
Yeah.
Cigar time.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but the vibe is nice where I'm at. The vibe is nice.
It's okay. The
It's
vibe's okay. It's better than I expected. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man! Oh, you said better than you expected.
Yeah. Expectations
Okay,
is
okay.
low. So
Is that because your sticks it's looking kind of light over there?
smoking that
Kind
red
of
bone
light.
today. You know what I'm saying? Got a little red bone today. You know what I
The
mean?
red bone.
I won't
Shout out to
introduce it yet.
Gambino.
Yeah. Shout out to Gambino.
Got
Yeah.
that red bone. Okay. You
Got a
see,
nice
you
burn
see
on
my
it too.
stick, right? Beautiful
Yeah.
brown skin. Beautiful
Yeah.
brown skin.
Yeah, like NDRE. Brown skin. That good.
Shout out to NER. There we go.
Yeah.
Hey,
There you go.
what's the music when we said they had some shout out to Gambino playing?
We
Some brown
ain't got
skin.
our engineers, man. Our engineers.
Cue the music.
Right, man. Get right. Bro, man.
What's up?
Hey, we were talking off air on some cigar talk, man. And we were just talking about how underestimated Oliva is as a brand, man.
Yes. Yes.
Oliva
Absolutely.
is really underappreciated as one of those top brands, man.
Would
I
you
think
dare to
they
say the most slept on right now?
could
Would you
be,
dare to say the
bro.
most
Could
slept
be the
on?
most slept on. Could be the most slept on. Because they do what I want from a cigar brand, which is don't do too much. Don't do too much. Find your stuff and stick with those signature ones and occasionally sprinkle in something new here and there. You know what I'm saying? But be consistent enough with what you do that I know I can rely on you. And I can get familiar with the whole line. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Whether it's the G, the O, the V, whether you're doing the Gilberto, they got it. They got the M out. I was looking for the M last week. I was trying to find that M. I'm gonna find that M. I need that M.
Yeah.
It's a letter we have not touched yet. So I need that.
Yeah, we got to touch
it. Man. Like they're so consistent and then great at what they do. Don't deviate too much from what they do great. But what they do it great. And I was having the experience earlier this week. I had the Oliva, clipped it, and I sat there after maybe like 3 or 4 puffs. I'm like, why do I not keep a box of these in the stash at all times? Like literally just off of that reminder. I had plenty of Olivas throughout the our history of smoking cigars, but always V has always been one of my favorite, specifically the Melanio. And I had one of those, and that's what I was smoking. I'm like, why do I not keep this? And I remember when I made that suggestion for one of my cigar shops to have this in their humidor. This is when I was stationed out in El Paso, probably about maybe 10 years ago now. And just a reminder of when I discovered that cigar 10 years ago, having it for the first time, and how much I loved it then, and then coming back to revisit it just last week and loving it even more, in my opinion. I think I fell in love all over again. It felt like, I'm like, why do I not keep this in the stash? It's a reminder of how great Oliva is and how consistent they are and have been over time. Over time. It's been phenomenal. Chef's kiss.
And that Melanio is so good. It's so good, bro. Like it's top notch, man. You know, and it's one of them ones, like you say, just forget about it sometimes. And it's not forgettable whatsoever if you smoke it. When you smoke it, you're like, why not smoke this every day of my life? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like that when you smoke.
It's that great. It's that great. Man, it's just the fact that you felt my sentiment and I understand what you're saying. The consistency is there.
Yeah.
We are in agreement.
Yeah, man. Big shout out to Oliva, man.
Yeah. So shout out to Oliva. So I guess I see what you're smoking. And in the same vein of how you mentioned your Oliva or Oliva overall, as you see what I'm smoking here, I had to take it back. I thought about smoking something new, but based on the experience I had a T52. I asked you last week, matter of fact, I was in the cigar shop. Should I grab a 52 or a number 9? And I waited for a while. You didn't respond right away. I think you eventually gave me your suggestion, but like we'll take both. We'll take both.
Smart
Simple
man.
answer. Both. So I'm smoking a legal provider T52 today. So nothing new to me. For anybody who has watched our show over the period of time, should know that Liga Privada, specifically one of my favorite lines of cigars by Drew Estate, and my T52 and my number 9, they're like neck and neck. I trade off which one I like the most. Sometimes I like number 9, and that's my top Liga Privada, but then sometimes I go T52, and that's my top Liga Privada. On top of that, the rat one too, Dirty Rat, phenomenal as well. But I'm back home. I'm back home. I'm smoking something familiar, something I haven't had in a while, so this is a treat for me. And based on my palate and how many cigars we've been exploring over time, just trying to see how this measures up and see if it's still top notch on my palate. So I'm back home with the T52. I'll have the number 9 eventually. But before we get to your stick, which I want to hear about, this it looks like Oliva that you're smoking. I brought a friend with me.
Mhm.
And this is a Padron. Comes in this nice, beautiful case. So it was gifted to me. 60th, the 60th anniversary Padron. I'll give you the price point real quick. $80.
I think I want the ring and gauge on that. From the way it appears, is it? What's the
Yeah.
size? I mean, I know you might not know the exact size, but is it a big size?
I don't know the
cigar
exact
or not?
size, but it's about regular. It's like
It's normal.
maybe a
Okay.
little bit thicker than this Liga Privada. About the same.
Okay.
You know, $80. And the guy at the cigar shop gave it a phenomenal review, spoke highly of it. So I had a decision to make. And I was like, should I smoke this on the show? Should I do it live? Or should I just keep this one for myself? And it's like sometimes I think I'm getting to a point of being selfish now. It's like I think I want this one for myself. This is gonna be me in my private time. I'm gonna save this one for myself. Kind of like how I did the Davidoff when I grabbed the oh my gosh, what's the name of it? I can't
I don't
remember.
remember the
The
name.
big boy.
Yeah.
The Royale.
Wasn't the Reserve? Royale. That's it. Royale.
Is it
That's
a
it.
Royal?
Royale.
Royal Release. Yeah, Royal Release.
Yeah.
And I had to have that one for myself. I had that one for my 40th birthday. And I had that one for myself. That was for me in my private time. So I have a few cigars that I'm gonna enjoy, but I feel like I'm cheating the cigars and everything else podcast by doing this. I'm having a little bit of guilt here. I'm having a little bit of guilt. I'm dealing with this right now because I want this one for myself. I want to be able to
I
sit back
think
and
you're
just
cheating the cigar
take in
right
the
now
moment.
because you're gonna let it get stale. You're cheating the cigar. I don't trust your ability to keep up with it.
So
You're cheating the
I'm
cigar.
not cheating.
Not the
I'm not cheating the
podcast. You're
show.
cheating the cigar and yourself. You should have
Hey, look,
smoked
no.
it immediately as soon as they handed it to you.
I have not been treating her well over the last week. But no, I have taken a little bit more pride in my humidor. You know, I got my humidity gels in there. I kind of cleared it out and cleaned it up a little bit. So as soon as the show is over, she will be going right back into the humidor. And she's gonna sit there and hopefully stay just right for whenever we have that that one-on-one time. You know, we're gonna have some personal time. And hopefully she's right. Hopefully she's right when it goes down.
I hope so, bro. I hope so. You know, for the cigar's sake. I hope
for the
so.
cigar's sake.
Yeah, nothing to do
For
with
my enjoyment's
you,
sake.
Forget all that, man. I hope for the cigar's sake that that precious cigar doesn't get ruined by you.
Man,
I'm like
how
who you just came on the first date with my daughter, and I'm just looking like, man,
don't ruin
my girl,
the
man. Yeah, man.
Hey, bring it back home at 10 o'clock promptly.
Right, man. Take care of her.
Take care of her. Hey, Mike, like what was the Bad Boys? Yeah, Mike Lowry and what's the other guy? You know,
Mike Lowry and doggone, well, you got me. I can't remember, man. Whoever Martin Carey name was, I forgot.
I forgot to. We've seen the movie. I've seen the movies. Don't. Is that a black card moment? You don't take a black card for that, right? It's not.
Nah,
It's
man.
not a black movie.
I mean, because this is at the end of the day, I'm gonna be honest with you. After two, I stopped following it for a while. I didn't revisit it until this last one, so I missed all the in between after two because two
3.
wasn't as good as one. I missed three,
Yeah.
4, and I think 5 is the most recent one.
Hey,
if I'm not
some people
mistaken.
might debate you on that 1 or 2. Which one's better? You said 2 wasn't as good.
I
Me
didn't like
personally,
it as much.
I'm Bad Boys 1, the original Bad Boys, is my favorite. But some people would lean towards 2. You know, it's kind of like that the Ninja Turtles or Friday or whatever. Which one was better? The original one. Which one has more action? Which one has more quotables or whatever? But sometimes it's
Anybody
like
say Friday? Anybody say take the second and third Friday over the first?
I think more younger people would. I think more younger
For
people
real?
would. Yeah. So those who probably
The
like
budget got bigger, but it ain't
Friday
necessarily a
2.
classic.
No. That's not for us.
Yeah,
Not for us who was there for to catch the original like in the moment.
in the moment.
I would
Yeah,
dare say some people would think that, you know what I'm saying, the second Friday was not just only a bigger blockbuster, but might maybe have some more quotable scenes or moments in their opinion. Some people would. Some people would. Not for me personally. Back in the
Hey
day, I can
man,
quote the whole Friday movie from beginning to end. I could tell you
exactly,
the whole movie from the opening scene to the final scene. I'm talking about word for word.
bro.
Me and my brother,
And
we
I
used to
just
go back and forth. I got the whole thing, everybody's parts.
and that's crazy you say that because I remember doing that with my cousins and stuff, man. When we were young, we were just going back and forth on the whole, sitting there watching it while it's playing and doing the entire movie. Everybody knew every line of the movie, like so. Yes,
How many movies are like that where you can like sit back and quote the
that's the
entire,
only one.
like, literally.
That's
Like
the only
the
one. I
entire
don't know
movie, like every like
movie.
line for line. Had no business knowing that movie from line to line. We was like 11, 12 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
That part.
but we
but
knew
but
that movie
dude,
front to back though. From front
but
to back.
hey, but that tell you how much different we grew up. Because I look back at all the movies. I think about some of the movies I had on VHS and DVD back in the day, and they just sat in my room, and I remember just
Yeah.
watching them. And my parents
Watching.
didn't say nothing. Like they let me watch
Hey,
that. Like
Jared Quiet, he ain't making no ruckus. He good.
yeah,
Watching
we
movies.
good. Like and they and that's how parents was. They put Friday on and everybody could sit back and watch Friday. As long as ain't
Yeah.
no boobies come out, everybody was cool. Like, you know
It's
what I'm
good.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still
man. If
language,
it was like,
but it's cool.
yeah, the language is there and you know, a lot of implying of you know,
Mm-hmm.
sexual terms and stuff, you know, but not as long as you ain't see nothing, you was all right. Now I remember when I was
It's
little, they
far
would
good.
maybe
It's
look
far.
away if they started banging something out in the open or some breast came out, you know, other than that, but other than that, it was good to watch. I know. I'll be like, pull that down. Stop playing with me. Stop putting your hand on my eyes, man. Just bring it down a little bit. Let me get a peek of that. Yeah, man.
Well, yeah,
That's
that was a time though, man. That was a time. Like it was cool because like in our time, like we would kind of self censor in a way, but
yeah.
now it's like I don't know what's going on. Like we should be censoring now more so than anything, but things were less back then. But then we would kind of self censor, but still be good. We were straight. We were straight. But now things, I don't know. I don't even know how do you even censor content now?
It's already censored.
That's another story. No, it's
It's
not.
already
What's
censored.
censored?
Man, you can't say nothing on the internet now. Everybody be telling us some they held
No.
in PDFs. Why can't I say pedophile? You know what I'm
See,
saying? Why can't I
that's a
say that?
different kind of censor.
That's
See,
the
like
term.
censoring that makes no sense because like, if you censor something like that, that takes the awareness away from things are like
Yes.
you know what I'm saying pedophilia. Why should I say? Why should I be able to say that?
Describe
Or
something.
even say
I
rape?
need to know.
You know what I'm saying? You can't even say rape.
Yeah,
No.
why not? Why can't I say
No,
it? That's what it is.
But the thing that should be censored, like in these music videos that pop up on YouTube that everybody has access to, that should be censored for these kids. That's for sure. And then some of the things that they do say in these lyrics and these songs that they let fly should be censored. Like
But they want to
we had a
normalize those
conversation of what,
things.
yeah, they want to normalize those things and then restrict the things that they should kind of
They
normalize the awareness
make
of.
there an awareness around. Yes, the things you should be aware about, they restrict that. But
Mhm.
the things that I should not be picking up on as a child, they make me aware of those things. Everything is flip flopped
Yeah,
in this society.
yeah, yeah. Like my kids can't be aware of what a pedophile is or what rape is, but they can hear everything else under the sun and all these songs that they don't censor, like how they used to
Yeah,
censor songs back in the day, like on YouTube. Like these songs, one either wouldn't even make it on YouTube, or two, you wouldn't be able to hear half the song because the whole thing would be, you know what I'm saying, muted out.
yeah,
But
yeah.
they let that fly all day, every day, even
Right.
on the radio.
Yeah. Yep. And like you say, the visuals, you can have all these weird ritualistic looking things and videos
Mm-hmm.
that can fly and it's just fine. That's not
Yeah.
censored, but you know, if you want to
Some of
talk
the
about somebody breaking
things you see on
laws
the
and stuff,
grave.
though, that's the you censor that. Like, you know,
Exactly. Things that should be talked about that we can bring awareness to.
yeah, you gotta tiptoe around those words.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
But
man.
anyway, I digress. Soapbox, put it to the side. So what do you have, man? What are you smoking? I'm interested in
I
this.
know Oliva. Speaking of the great Oliva, Connecticut, the Connecticut Reserve. For those of you smart, just read the bottom, but I got a Connecticut Reserve if you didn't already know. Now, let me get into the little information on it, which should be self-explanatory. Obviously, I got a Connecticut wrapper. And then I got the Nicaraguan origin, Nicaraguan binder filler. And that's what I got.
Okay.
That's what I got.
Okay.
And if you follow us long enough, you know I don't like these little light bands. A Connecticut, not band, but these little light rappers, these little Connecticut rappers, they ain't my vibe. They ain't my thing. You know what I mean? I like a nice Maduro, maybe a Habano, but that's about as far as I want to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And hey, now that we on the topic, I need to revisit some of them black cigars. What you call them things? What are those?
I don't know.
I need
Maduro's usually
some
the dark side. I can't remember because I've purposefully sought out some really, really dark cigars. But they were never my favorite. I think when you get to Maduro, that's about the limit
That's the
of
sweet spot.
dark rappers. That's the sweet spot.
What
What did I have that
to
was
try one? I'm gonna have to get one of them little green ones too. I seen around too, man. You know, they don't make a lot of those, but
True. Which those aren't bad. I've had a couple of those. Those aren't bad at all. I would take one of those green looking wrappers more so than a like really dark rich.
I've had the green one years ago, and I've had the dark ones years ago. But every couple of years, you got to try it. You know what I'm saying? Because now our skills have gone up a notch, so I need to revisit. That's why, hence the Connecticut wrapper. Because if I trust anybody to do it, it's kind of like me trying some things I don't like, but I'm trying it with a brand I love. So if I was going to try it, let's see how Oliva does it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, go Oliva. I like it.
But so far, not so bad. I won't say so far so good, but I'll say so far not so bad. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's not a V series. It's not a V series. I get it.
Not a V series. Not a V series. But it is also not everyone else's Connecticut.
Okay. Which is something
You know what I mean?
something to be said for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, so let's get into some sports talk, man. Let's talk sports.
What you got?
So, of course, NBA. It's NBA time. The Super Bowl's gone. Football is the past. Kendrick Lamar did his thing. Whatever. Some people liked that the performance. Some people didn't. Me personally, I liked it from jump. Some people it took a second time for them to watch it a second time to actually enjoy it outside of the moment. In the moment, you know, trying to find like the little Easter eggs or whatever they try to put into the performances and the messages. That's a thing of the past. Me personally, I like the performance, but football's over. How'd you feel about the performance, by the way, before we just press on?
Uh, I liked it. I liked it in the moment. I liked it a little better, even more. I liked it even more after watching it again. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so
But I
you're one
liked
of
it
those
in the
who watch it
moment.
again and okay.
Now I watched it again, but I did like it in the moment. Don't get me wrong. I liked it in the moment. You know what I mean? But after watching it again, because I knew to watch it again, because everybody, the internet has trained me. Listen, you got to go through Kendrick stuff multiple times. You know what I'm saying? So after going through it again, I liked it even more. I heard what a lot of people had to say, and I got my opinions on it. I don't.
Yeah.
We'll take a second and get into this, right?
Okay.
I think everybody has had their opinion on what they think the message was behind it. And some people play the game. Some people say it's, about this country and this and that. I think the one thing, and I didn't listen to a lot of people talk about it, but the one thing I was waiting to hear somebody say that I personally believe it was, and I believe it's everything that everybody's saying, but I believe they wrapped it up under the wrong bow. I think the correct bow to wrap it up under is it was about culture, is what that performance was about. And I personally didn't hear anybody wrap it up in that
You
context.
mentioned that.
But yes, because for me, I think the battle that he had with Drake was all about culture. He kept throwing in his face. You don't have culture. You don't understand. You don't relate. You're not of this culture, whether that culture be American, Black American hip hop
Either
or
way,
Black American lifestyle or whatever. He just felt like
you're not
you're
a
not
black
of
man in
this
the car.
culture.
Yeah.
Then he doubled down on that sentiment by dropping GNX, which to me was an ode to California. All the production had a California feel to it. The album cover with the GNX car and all that representing that. He went and got a bunch of local California artists, you know what I'm saying, that aren't big artists to be on the album. All his singles got Mustard in it. You know what I'm saying? He brought Mustard out for the Super Bowl. Everything was an ode to culture. And then you combine everything else that you saw with the red and blue being Crips and Bloods, and the red and blue also being a double entendre for the red, white, and blue flag and the division and everything else you saw with the games and stuff. But it was culture, California culture, American culture, and then how that American culture affects Black people within it. I think that was the whole message, but it was a message of culture,
Yeah,
in
I
my
definitely
opinion.
agree. Yeah, I can agree. And that's how I saw it in a moment. I saw it as a cultural thing, which is why I feel like on a grand scheme that a lot of people said, oh, this is a terrible performance because they might not understand the reason for pushing culture, right?
Mhm.
Or getting on a grand stage and representing a culture or telling a story of culture, be
Right.
it whatever culture it is. So like if somebody went on the stage and we had like a nice little joke about older people's portraits, talking about like from like in the
Yeah.
1500s, 1600s, it was the founding fathers ish or whatever,
Yeah.
that's a whole other thing. That was hilarious before the show. Y'all should have been there for it. But if that was displayed on that stage, it's still a culture of some sort, an American culture. And the fact that he went into
Mhm.
that was that was hats off. My hat went off to that. You know what I'm saying? Of understanding that, and then drawing that line of separation, like you said, between how he is as an artist to who Drake is as an artist. For one, you're not from America, and then two, you're not from this culture of what I do. That's our separation. That's our divide. It was a great story. I loved it. Great story for me. So
Yeah.
that's my stance.
Yeah.
Great performance. Great story. And then to be a rapper to do it, that's kind of hard. Name one rapper that's been on that stage by himself as the only rapper on that stage holding down a entire performance.
Right. Right. And
Amazing,
this is the
in my
other
opinion.
thing. He had hits he could have gone to. He chose to dedicate
Go
that
ahead.
performance. He chose to tell that story through the album that was based on, in my opinion,
Yeah,
California culture. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So like
yeah.
I think it was all very intentional. Like, hey man, I'm not going into the hits. You know what I'm saying? I'm going into this. This is how I choose to tell this story. And people can
And for
be
somebody to
offended.
tell me that it's not entertaining, whether they understand it, or like you said, maybe you were about to say that they were offended by it, you can't tell me that was entertaining. It was highly entertaining to me. I was entertained.
Yeah, but I think you appreciate it as an artist, and I think more people have to stop looking for the shiny lights. People were looking for the shiny lights and somebody floating by on on a rope and all this and that, and it's
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it gave you something to think about, and people don't like to think, but good.
Especially in that
You know what
moment.
I'm saying?
You're saying hype for a football game, everybody, saying 10 deep in some beer, you know what I'm saying, and then throwing them back. Last thing they want to do is think. I get it. Because when you're in the club, you don't want to hear, you want to think, you're trying to party, you don't want to think. But at the same time, if you got a moment and whatever type of artist you are, how do you take advantage of the moment? And I love the fact that he stood on that.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on from that because I don't think that was where you wanted to go. We got you off
No, not
track.
at all. But no, we had to pit stop there for a quick second because it had to be
Yeah,
addressed. It had to be addressed.
yeah, we didn't get into
But yeah,
it.
but I'm going into basketball now. It's top of our priority when it comes to sports fans. March Madness is around the corner, but NBA just had its All-Star game, All-Star break. And we're going to finishing up the NBA season. And there's a few things that's on my mind when it comes to the NBA. A lot of it we've addressed already. We talked about some of these players and, man, what are y'all doing? What are we doing out here? An All-Star
Yeah.
game was weird. Weird. The All-Star weekend was strange, and I don't like it. I don't like the way a lot of these games are being managed, played. Look at the box scores of these games. A lot of these teams are quitting and just mailing it in after the first half, sometimes first quarter.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? We got young stars disrespecting the legends. It's a weird space, man. Like, what in the world is going on in the realm of the NBA? Like, I'm over it, man. And I'm a big NBA fan. Like, I follow, man. We go back. We talked about how we were, what I'm saying, young kids, and we were fond of the game early on. A lot of the stars that we looked up to or watched or enjoyed the entertainment of and aspect of, and teams we hated, but then we respected, and all these things. Jordan, the Bulls, Pippen, Bad Boys. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was the dream. You know what I mean? Like, it's just great times that we've enjoyed. And I hate to sound like that old guy because I am becoming that old fogey who's just hating the way that things are being done now. But it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good. And I don't know how to feel or what can be done about this whole thing as far as like the way the NBA is looking. It's garbage. And I'm scared to say this, but I'm gonna have to say it. I think that the NBA is about to become what baseball has become. Baseball is gonna jump the NBA.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm lying. The way we looked at baseball over the last, say, 10, 15 years even, is
Yeah.
the way the NBA is shaping up to be.
Yeah. The pay is going up, but it just ain't the same. The enjoyment of the
Exactly.
game ain't the same. Yeah.
Enjoyment is not the same. I
Uh,
have a hard time watching an NBA game with enjoyment.
I'll tell you this. This is what I'm gonna say. I I saw a clip just today from Dwayne Wade,
Mm-hmm.
and he was giving his opinion on why the All-Star game isn't what it used to be. And I think this same sentiment can go towards the NBA in general. And you can also view it as why it could be positive, the direction we're about to go in. He said back in the day, the NBA, the All-Star game was the way it was played was determined by the older players, by the OGs. He said, when I came
Mm-hmm.
into the All-Star game, Kobe Bryant was the person who determined how the game would be played because he was the OG. He set the standard on the court. If he came out and played hard, you didn't want to get embarrassed as a young buck, so you went out there and you met his level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So think about it from that point of view. When has the NBA kind of started to dip off? Post Kobe Bryant. Post
Mm-hmm.
Kobe Bryant. It started dipping off. I never put that together with him. Now,
Yep.
I say that because he was the guy still setting the standard for things, and he had to respect where he was able to get it. Now,
Mm-hmm. I think I know where you're going.
yes, now that Kobe's totally out the picture, Bron has been the face of the league for a very long time.
Yeah.
And he has contributed to a lot of how people play the game. But we always had that anchor there to balance it. When it left, now they just totally follow his suit.
Yeah.
Now,
I think I
Bron is
okay. Continue. Keep
on
cooking.
his way out the door. Bron's on his way out the
Mm-hmm.
door soon. And we don't have a new face of the league. And I heard Anthony Edwards say he don't want to be the face of the league, give it to Wemby.
Correct.
And I said to myself, that's disappointing. I would love for you to be the face of the league, but you know what? You might be right. It might be a good thing you don't be the face of the league. Maybe Wemby should be the face of the league. And it's messed up if some French man gets to be the face of the NBA, because it should never be a foreigner. You know what I'm saying? With no disrespect, but it should always be an American. This is our game. It should be an American. You know what I mean? But Wemby, he went out there and he showed effort during the All-Star game. He was one of few who showed effort. A couple guys showed effort. You know what I'm saying? It was better. It wasn't good, but it was better. You know what I mean? So, and I rather somebody, one of the young guys who's going to actually show some effort, be the face of the league. So if Wemby can become the face of the league and he maintains his effort and that becomes the standard and guys have to follow his lead, we can see some improvement in the game. But if one of these guys who fall under the LeBron umbrella or the KD umbrella, you know, a lot of these guys who just kind of like forget that game, you know what I'm saying? Because Ant Edwards he's a little minty, he's a KD minty, you know what I'm saying? And if KD says, hey, it's nothing, you know what I'm saying?
He gonna mellow too.
He gonna mail it in too. You know what I'm saying? So you get guys like Steph. Steph showed some effort. Kyrie played well. You know what I'm saying? But these guys, they're not. Steph could be. You know what I'm saying? The guy to get guys to follow. But for some reason, they just don't.
But he's aging out too. So
he's going too though.
Want to put this on Steph's shoulders because it's to me the onus isn't on him. The onus, like you said, was on LeBron. Like the dunk contest.
He messed it up years ago. He messed it up too many years ago, man.
And the fact that when you mentioned when Kobe was in the league and the All-Star game came around, who brought the dog out of LeBron? Kobe did. So you can see the clips of LeBron and Kobe matching up in the All-Star game.
Kobe guarding him full court on his heels.
Yes. So if the Kobe left, like I knew you were going here as I was following you. It was on LeBron. If LeBron didn't go out there and play hard, who else is gonna? Why do we? Why am I? And then not participating in the dunk contest. If LeBron ain't gonna do it, why should I?
Why should I?
I don't need to. That's the top guy. And if he's gonna sit back, pack it up, I'm gonna sit back, pack it up too. I'm making money. I'm good. So
when he started doing big threes became popular. We seen them before, but they were all older heads that gamed up for one last run. When he did it in his prime, been the standard since. Even Paul Pierce, even the Boston big three, some old heads that got together.
Yes, some old heads that got together.
They had some left in the tank, but they was, I mean, let's be real. They were all 12 years in the league.
Yeah. By that time. So, but you're absolutely right. The league is going to follow whoever becomes the face of the league and whatever effort they give, even throughout the season. Because even with the load management, yes, San Antonio did it first. You know what I'm saying? The Spurs did it first. But then once LeBron started taking plays off, started taking games off, started mailing it in early, packing it up early, guess what everybody else started to do?
Yeah.
Same. Taking plays off, playing the game different, sagging on defense.
Yeah. Dang,
LeBron.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. And it sounds whack to put it all on him, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time,
but that's fair.
That's the game. That's the game. When Magic and Bird had the league, Mike came in and followed suit. Mike carried the torch. Kobe followed suit. Kobe came in. Bron, D Wade, Melo followed suit. Right up until Kobe couldn't take the torch no more. And then we started doing this.
And it was LeBron's league. Dang.
We started doing that.
I mean, it's you say it's unfair, but no, it's totally fair. It's 100% accurate.
It's
You
accurate.
know,
Yeah.
the,
It may
the whole,
sound
the whole
messed up, but it's
mentality.
accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole mentality of the way the game is being played is Hollywood now because LeBron's become a Hollywood player. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended with him being with the Lakers, but that's how he approaches the game from what I've seen as of the last, what, 5, 6, 7, 8 years? When did Kobe retire? 2016?
16 or 17, one of those two.
So that's what it's been since. That's what
Yeah.
it's been since.
Yeah.
You know, like the regular season matters. But LeBron has showed, hey, look, regular season, we'll kick it in gear here and there. We'll pick our points. We'll do this. We'll manage load, and then playoffs or whatever. No, that's not how the game is being played, or it should be played.
Yeah.
Games are not interesting to watch. Just seeing teams and players just pretty much give up and quit by halftime. Third quarter, halfway through the third quarter, just gonna pack it up. You don't see those big comebacks like back in the day. Okay, I'm down 20. When Golden State was down 20, then you blink, and then the next thing you know, they up 5.
Yeah.
You don't see that anymore. If a team's down 20, ain't no comebacks.
It's done.
Maybe I'm
Game's over.
wrong. Maybe I haven't seen that game, but you tell me the late game in the last 2 seasons where you've seen somebody, beat down a 20 point deficit and come back and win a game on a game buzzer and feel that high. It's been a minute.
It's few and far in between. I'm not saying it don't happen, but it's few and far. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, by the
I haven't seen the highlight. And if it does happen, we will see those highlights.
Yeah.
I keep up with sports every day. I haven't seen that highlight.
Most of these guys most of these games is ended in blowouts, man. You know what I mean? Like, and
yeah,
it's sad to see. And like I keep wanting to go. This is the thing that confuses me because Steph has impacted the game so much, but he didn't impact that aspect of the game, and that confuses me. But I guess because he never was the face. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
he might have been
KD, and KD was more so the main guy. And then now KD's off to himself or in Phoenix, and he's mellowed it in some nights.
Yeah, so and it's easy to be like, these guys is all at the tail end of their career, they older, they deserve to mellow in. I get that, but it's still you're setting the standard because you're the face of the league. Like, even when Wizards Jordan played 80 games a season in his at 40, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they'll compete, so chase down blocks.
It's different, you know what I'm saying? Like, so he might not have been the face of the league no more per se, but he was that anchor, you know what I'm saying? Which is the role that Kobe took when he was at the end. And he was no longer the top guy, but he was still that anchor. So now we need Bron to be an anchor and set some sort of standard, but the standards have been.
But he's not.
They just lower standards, bro. They just lower standards.
All-Star game in street clothes. You know what I mean? What was the reason he didn't play? For what? Was he injured? Or just because he decided he didn't want to play?
He was sore, allegedly. Well, they say he was sore. But even then, he traveled. He traveled with the soreness and showed up. You know, in that 40-point game, he really could have came out the way they were playing. You know what I'm saying? As quick as it was. He could have came out.
It's an All-Star game. Okay, yeah. I'm sore. But it's an All-Star game. I'm not playing that hard. And if I need to take plays off in an All-Star game, guess what? It's no harm, no foul.
I do it in the regular season. Why can't I do it in the All-Star game?
In the All-Star game, when I got 4 other All-Stars playing on the same court with me.
Yeah. You do it with Austin Reeves. Why can't you do it when you got a loaded roster? Like, you know what I'm saying?
You got James Harden with the squad or something, whatever his team was. I can't remember what his team was, but you know what I'm saying? You can still do something just to show face and show and like you said, set that standard. Set the standard.
Bro, when Mike was 40 and he played 80 games, you don't think he was sore? You don't think he was sore during the All-Star game?
All-Star game, yes.
Yes, and played through overtime. And this is the thing, right? I'm gonna tell you why a lot of people were disappointed in Bron not playing because he took someone else's spot. And I feel that, but I was disappointed in Bron not playing because I don't know if this is the last time I'm gonna see you. You're 40 now. I don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you end up having a career-ending injury, you know, knock on wood for the brother, because I don't want that.
Yeah.
But at this age,
Or maybe
anything can happen. This could be your.
maybe
You
the end of
look
the
like you got 2 or
season.
3 more seasons in you, but it might not be. Like, so I want to see your last All-Star game, because Jordan gave me that almost game winner over Sean Marion in the corner for his last one. Regardless of how I trash Bron right now about what he's done to the league, he's great. I want to see one last great hurrah in the All-Star game from him.
You want to see that run. You want to see that run like Kobe had in his last run, his last hurrah in the All-Star game. How Jordan had his last hurrah in the All-Star game. You know, and maybe that's why Bron felt the way he felt, because like, hey, look, this is the last few runs I'm going to get in the All-Star, and y'all changed the format. Why am I going to participate in this weird format? I don't get it. I don't get it. Say this is my last season. Could very well be, because it is something that happens when you turn 40 and you're 40 up. You wake up one day and be like, why am I doing this?
Everything's different.
I don't want to do this no more. You know what I'm saying? I've been in the middle of activities at work, right? And I'm like, dude, I'm 41. I'm not doing this anymore. Let them 25-year-olds handle this. They got this. Like, you just have this thing that clicks off in your mind that says, why am I doing this? So he might wake up sometime in June and be like, I got enough bread. I got to play with my son. I ain't coming back.
I'm done.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm done. And that's how he spent his last All-Star game, that he was nominated, regardless of if it's the last he played in or not. His last nomination, he spent it in street clothes, willingly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? At the event. And it's just like, I would have liked this. I would have liked to have seen the effort. You know what I'm saying? I would have liked to see you out there and just for the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sitting there with my son. We watching the All-Star game. I would like to be like, yo, that's LeBron James in the All-Star game right now. Look at what Steph did. I wanted to see him have a moment like that. You know what I'm saying? But
he robbed NBA fans of that. He robbed the older NBA fans who watched his career from his first game to now, and he robbed those young fans, like you said, the moments you had with your son, to be able to say, look at this. This is one of the greats. Watch what he do.
Yeah. Watch what he do. This is why he's one of the greats. I as a fan, I've been deprived of that moment, maybe because you chose to boycott, or maybe because you just saw. You know what I'm saying? And what's funny, I watched a highlight of Bron the other day. He had like a monster dunk, right? And it was powerful, but it wasn't as high. I watched how high he was, and he just, as powerful as it looked, he didn't get that high. And I was like, ooh, I felt sad. I felt sad, bro. Really, honest to God, there was a sadness I felt, because I said, it's coming to an end. Like, I'm watching the end now. It's coming to an end. Yeah. I remember when Kobe would go up and could barely get them dunks in, and everybody go crazy.
He got to reach up for that dunk. You know what I'm saying?
All arm. And Bron cocked it. He cocked it, but it was like it barely got over the rim when he cocked it. It was powerful because he's still strong. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like, Lord, I've been waiting on the decline, and I noticed the decline. I seen a picture where they showed him doing the same dunk at 20 as he did at 19 as he did at 40. And that head, when they put it side by side, was in 2 different places. And I was just like, I said, oh, wow, he is declining. It's coming. It's coming. Like, he's defied. He's an anomaly, but it's coming. And you're cheating the game in the process. You know what I'm saying? Like, just let it come. Stop trying to drag it out. Stop trying to drag it out to steal another record. Just get it how you get it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't care about none of these records, man. I care less about these records right now. Records meant something.
If it took you an extra 7 seasons to get your record, to break that man's record, I don't care that you beat his record, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? He just broke Mike's record for most 40-point games. It's like, bro, he took you 7 more seasons to do it, man. I'm cool, man.
Yeah, but longevity means something. So I don't want to slide him on that. Longevity does mean something. And I didn't mean to turn this into a Bron onslaught.
Bash. Or bashing, it was never meant to be. It was never meant to be, but it took that direction. Courtesy of me.
I couldn't fight after I saw where you were going. I'm like, it's adding up. Makes sense. I'll take it. Let's go. We're wrong with it. But no, I meant to bash Bron, but at the same time, it's just, come on, guys. And it shouldn't be on Bron, because these are all men. And these are all men who should be
independent thinkers, grown men, do grown man things.
have that heart that they should have, that metal that
Yeah.
they should possess to be able to say, you know what? No, I'm going to put it on the floor. I'm going to show what I got. But there's few. It's too many. There's too few superstars who are willing to do that. To say, no, I'm that guy, and I'm going to show it and prove it. And I hope that Anthony Edwards is one of those guys. I saw this clip with him and Obama and
Yeah.
Joel
I ain't like how
Embiid.
he was
He's like,
talking to
no, I'm
Barry.
that. Yo, he was talking
I
spicy to
ain't like how he
Barry.
was talking to
Talking
Barry. I ain't like
spicy.
it. I ain't
You
like
know
it.
what I'm saying? Youngster talking to Barry like that. Hey, man, it's my president, man. You better back up. But
Right, right. Yeah. Like he's that's him though, and I like that about him.
yeah.
But I don't know. I gotta question your dog a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't see it enough, man. The
But
dog I
it's got to
thought he
be.
was, he ain't quite that dog. He's like a weird dog. Like I don't know. Like
But hopefully he grows into it. Like he's still young. He's still young, relatively fresh in his NBA career. But hopefully we get a few of those young guys who come in the league who's willing to try to prove themselves up against other greats, the other few best in the league. And the All-Star game to me needs to come back to that moment to say, now it's me with all these superstars on the court. I'm gonna show I'm the best. And all 24 players. Hopefully, we get back to a regular game, and each
yeah,
one of those players who get put on the All Star team goes out there to say, "No, I'm gonna show what I got, and I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna try to embarrass you, and you got to stop me." You know what I'm saying? Like, and just get to that because we are still built with that. Nobody wants to be embarrassed. Nobody wants to show that they're less than. But once everybody comes to the conclusion that, nah, we're gonna take it off. But it's gonna take for somebody to say, no, I'm gonna get on this floor and embarrass you. Hopefully that wakes up that competitor that's in these guys and show that they're ready to compete. Once one player says, no, I'm gonna embarrass you, and you got to do something about it. And hopefully that clicks in and said, nah, you ain't gonna embarrass me. Nah, I'm gonna do something about it. And then, oh, you get me? No, I'm gonna get you back. You know what I mean?
it's
We got to
Wimby.
get back to that. Hopefully,
It's Wimby,
hopefully.
bro. It's Wimby. And at the end of the day, look, I didn't like what Wimby did with the skills
Oh, the
challenge. You mean Chris
skills.
Paul?
Oh yeah, it was garbage.
That was some bull.
Garbage.
That was some bull,
Garbage.
right? And I'm so glad they disqualified them for that because the standard that would have set, skill challenge would have been down the drain. We'd have never been worth watching again after that became the standard. So I'm glad they did it. But that even that showed me he wanted to win. He just went about it in a weird French way. You know what I'm saying? But he wanted to win.
No,
So
I think that was more Chris Paul than him. You know, he's following the Veterans League.
Chris Paul is a cheat, but whatchamacallit said I've heard it said that was Wimby's idea. That's
Oh
what
yeah,
some of the guys were saying
okay.
on some of the pros were saying on the
They taking heat
podcast
off,
and stuff.
of Chris Paul. Okay.
Yeah, but it sounded like a Chris Paul thing. But even then, I'll take it because that was a urge to want to win. That was showing how bad he wanted to win, and he took that same want to win into the All-Star game. So if he can just, what is this, year 2 for him? If I'm mistaken. Yeah, I know he's out right now for the rest of the season, but if this guy becomes the standard and he's on that time, well, I'm about to show the rest of y'all ain't with it. You either sink or swim in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Especially with that 7'4" joker, you know what I'm saying, running the show, it's gonna have to be that. And I hope it becomes that. That's the only way we're gonna get. You mentioned Anthony Edwards. Hopefully he fixes it as he gets older. It's done for him because he's been mentored. Right? It's done for him. It's a wrap on him. His mind has already been shaped by the OGs and stuff. So anybody that's dealing with these guys from this era, they mind ain't right. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this then: how many seasons? How long do you think it'll take for for them to be infected by the drive to want to play again? Because like if it's embedded in this generation with somebody as young as Anthony Edwards or John Morant, and they got a long line to go
Bro,
before
these
we
guys
get
are
out these
supposed to be
guys who
great
are
too.
just So how long is it going to take to rewrite the way things are going, to redirect the way things are going?
It won't take long. The old guys got to get out now. We got to lose all these guys that they're from the late 2000s, early 10s. All them got to go. The KDs got to go. Steph's not a problem, but Steph got to go. You know what I'm saying? Bron got to go. James Harden got to go. All these guys got to go. You know what I'm saying? Paul George, they all got to go. You know what I'm saying? And when they all gone, about another 3 years after that.
Another 3 years.
Yeah. We ought to have some good basketball by 2030. You know what I'm saying? We'll have some good basketball by 2030. Another 5 years.
I'm turning off TNT until then.
Yeah, to about 2030. 2029, 2030, we'll get back. Once we get a new face. Because even though Anthony Edwards is infected, he won't matter because he won't be the face of the league, so he won't matter.
He's not the guy.
He'll just be just another guy. Yeah, with potential. And we always seen another guy with a bunch of potential. Anthony Edwards are going to be Isaiah Ryder or somebody afterwards, man, which he shouldn't have been.
I didn't mean to do that, Isaiah Ryder.
Because he was the truth.
He was good. But it's just the fact that that's the name that you mentioned. And it's like, you don't really hear that name when it comes to guys who are the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't mean any disrespect about it, because I enjoyed him in his
yeah. Well, maybe the truth ain't the right word to describe J.R. Ryder, but he was nice. He was good. He was nice. And that's what nice. Ant will be, because Ant's underachieving, man. He's underachieving. I ain't gonna say J.R. Ryder was an underachiever, but he was what he was.
He didn't have the same onus on his shoulders. He wasn't a superstar. And Anthony Edwards right now, I will put him in a player who's on the cusp of becoming a superstar. Like he had superstar written all over him. The way that he plays, his potential, his upside, and the way the youth receive him right now, how they look at him.
Personality, he checks every box, bro. But his game right now, for some reason, he's just he's settling for threes. He's not being a full range player. You know what I'm saying? He's not working. He's so much more deadly when he's in attack mode. You know what I'm saying? Because then it opens up the rest of his game. Man, because I seen him not play like that. So I can't blame it on that. Go be your own man. That's your game. You are a violent dunker, and people have to respect your drive. And when they got to respect your drive, they play off of you and give you the jump shot. You could have everything if he would just go back to what you were doing just last season. You know what I'm saying? Just a season ago. Go back to that. He don't want to, and he want to run his mouth about it. So do your thing. You know what I'm saying? It's your career.
Hey, look, but if you're gonna talk spicy to President Barack Obama, you better show up on the court. You're gonna talk spicy to my president. You better act right.
I know that's right. I do want Ant-Man to be the face of the league, though, man. I say all this about him. I would love for him to be the face, because I think he checks all the boxes. He ain't it, man. He tell me he ain't it, I gotta believe him. He ain't it.
Yeah, because it starts there. It starts there. Like when Wayne said I'm the greatest, when Jay-Z said he's the greatest, they went and pursued that. When you say I want to be the guy, you go and pursue that. When you say I want to be the face, that again is in a sense mailing it in. Yeah. I'm just gonna play and do what I do, and it's not even to the point of like an Allen Iverson, when Allen Iverson could have been the guy, the face of his walk.
He never could have been. He never could have been. He never could have been the face.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been the face because the NBA wouldn't have never given him that look.
Right.
Even though, and that's the difference between him and Anthony Edwards is the NBA is trying to give him that look. They weren't even trying to give AI that look.
Ja and AI align more. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't trying to really get Ja that look, but you know what I'm saying? But he's gaining it regardless of what they want. Ant is Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can have it. You know what I'm saying? They just won't. But Kobe received it. He wanted it. You know what I'm saying? That was the difference. So that's who they are. Ja is AI and Ant is Kobe, but he don't want to be Kobe. I don't know what he want to be. He want to be
disappointing. It's disappointing.
He want to be regular.
I want to see guys who want it. And I mean, and I mentioned this a couple episodes ago. Like, it teaches you something. Like, that's the point of sports. That's the point of competing. That's the point of putting yourself out there and challenging yourself and pushing yourself. and just build something like this. It's just that thing, that grit.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
there's
It's like,
another level he don't want to go to. That being the man will require you to go to, and he's
yes,
unwilling to go to that
yes,
next level, and that's disappointing because we all see you can go to the next level. You know what I'm saying? But it don't matter what I see in you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't see it in
you gotta
yourself,
see it
then
too.
it don't exist.
Yeah.
You right. You right, bro. It don't exist.
Well, you got it. You got it.
You got it.
But yeah,
Who am I
man.
to say that you can be greater than what you think you can be?
They don't want it, man. They don't want it. Like it's they want money, but they don't want greatness.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they have to switch their value system. When the guys weren't getting the money like that, but they wanted that greatness, they wanted it to be revered, they wanted it to be, looked at in a certain way, they wanted to have that certain stature. People don't want that stature no more. They don't want that. They don't want that thing. They just want the paycheck. Like, I want. These are pretty basketball players. They want to get out in court. They want to put the uniform on. They want to look nice. They want to do some high flying real quick. Get a quick highlight and then drive home in their Range Rover. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Cause man, like you said, they want to look pretty. People rather look cool than get embarrassed. I seen a highlight with a clip with Jeff Teague and Josh Smith talking, and Josh Smith was talking about how Jeff Teague missed a play on defense that led to him getting dunked on. And Josh Smith was like, "Oh, I don't care about getting dunked on. That don't bother me. I'm a shot blocker. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do it, do it." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, the competitor in me just was glowing, like a flame was lit. I was like,
yeah,
I love that he said that. He said, man, I don't care about getting dunked on. I'm a shot blocker.
Yeah.
That come with the territory.
That was a Zoe thing back in the day. Like when Zoe got dunked on, like, all right, bet. Well, I'm gonna get yours next play. I'm gonna get yours next play. Next time I see you, try that again.
I miss that I don't, that too cool stuff. Like, and I'm too cool. I don't want to get embarrassed. Make effort cool again, man. I miss effort being cool again.
Yeah.
Like, forget it, man. It come with the territory. If you play defense, I'm gonna tell you this: you play defense hard enough, somebody gonna take them ankles from you eventually. You know what I'm saying? Like you go up and on for enough shots, somebody gonna dunk on you. It's great. I always teach my son in the game. There's great defense, and then there's better offense. You're never gonna get the best of a great offensive player. They're gonna get you eventually. Like, so
yeah, eventually. Like Jordan, like going back to Jordan, even going back to AI. You go back to that clip with Jordan guarding AI, and you know what I'm saying, the Jordan haters and the Brown lovers, they love to go back to the AI and Jordan thing, but it's like y'all missing the point. That man stood 10 toes down and said, I'm gonna guard you. Yeah, I know you quick. Yeah, I know you got that crossover. I know you nasty. But guess what? Feet shoulder width apart, knees down, hands out. Let's go. Man to man. Jordan stood up, 10 toes down, and took it.
Took it. And almost got the block. He didn't give up on the play.
Yeah, got crossed a little bit, had to switch his feet, got his feet planted, got up, and like you said, almost got the block. Allen Iverson pulled it off, but at the same time, Jordan stayed in it. He stayed in it. Let's go, young fella.
Yeah. If Iverson didn't have a vertical like 3 inches less than Jordan, he'd have got the average person, he would have probably blocked that. You know what I'm saying? He'd have recovered and probably blocked that from the average person. Iverson is crazy, monster athlete.
Yeah, he got up. Little man got up. I say little man, taller than me, but he still got up. But then at the same time, Jordan still stayed in that play. You know what I'm saying? Took him off balance a little bit, but he still stayed in that play. Like you said, almost got the block. But that's the thing. They don't want that no more, man. They don't want that no more. Anyway, soapbox.
Soapbox, move it to the side. We done, man. Sorry, LeBron, man. We love you, man. Sorry, Ant. Love you too, man. Y'all some great players, man. You know what I'm saying?
Just an older basketball fan who loves competition, who loves grit, who loves fight, who loves heart.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? That's why it drives me. Like you said, when you saw that thing just glow, when you just started to glow on you, that's like, oh, I need that. Come on, man.
Yeah. I need it, man. I need it. But I think it's coming back, man. Everything moving cycles, man. It'll be back. It'll be back. All right, man. Let's review these sticks, man, so we can get up out of here, man.
All right, so let me just get my T52 out the way. Since I've had this, but this is probably my third time smoking it on the show. But
right, you can review this in your sleep.
Yeah. It's one of my favorites. What more do you need to know about it other than if you haven't had it before, get you one and enjoy the ride. Great tasting notes, strong, good, solid tobacco, nice and smooth, nice and easy. I'm not even going to bother rating it. You already know T52, Liga Privada, number 9, Liga Privada. They're in my top 5, top 10 all time smokes. 4 or 5 and up, somewhere in there, depending on your palate at the time of the day and whatever you're pairing it with. 4 or 5 and up. That's all I got for you. We can provide a T52. Get you one.
Okay. All right. So, um, Oliva, Connecticut Reserve, Connecticut rapper, my least favorite rapper. So, Oliva, we'll cut to the chase. You did well for a Connecticut rapper,
Okay.
but it's still a Connecticut rapper. But with that being said, it gives me that same thing that I get from the Connecticut rappers, that little note I don't like about it, man. It's almost like it's a little toasty, burnt note that I just don't know how to describe. It's kind of faint, you know what I'm saying? But they're very creamy rappers, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But this stick it's more of a morning stick type stick, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Nothing too crazy. It got some coffee notes on it, some wood notes. I'd say, like I say, very creamy smoke that comes off of it. There's some toastiness on this stick. It is probably some vanilla notes in it. You know what I mean? And that's mostly what I picked up on from it. You know what I'm saying? But it's done well. It's done as well as you're probably gonna do it. This is probably the best Connecticut rapper I can recall in recent time, which I haven't smoked one in a while. You know what I'm saying? But I left this experience feeling better about it than I have on most in the past. Put it that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So overall, 1 to 5. This cigar, I'll go with about a 3.8. And that's probably about as good as it's gonna get for a Connecticut rapper.
Okay. It's not bad. It's not bad. But for
Will I finish this cigar? I will finish it. Yeah. Yeah, Oliva's supposed to be four out the door, right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't never supposed to dip under that, in my opinion, but they did what they can.
Yeah. You just have some of those who like that Connecticut. I think some cigar lines do it because they know some people are afraid of those Maduro rappers when they don't know what they're doing or what they're looking for. So they'll have those Connecticut rappers in the stash because hey, let me grab a lighter band or not band but rap cigar. Um, I'm not too fond of. I don't even know why they still make it realistically, other than maybe that for the not personally.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I guess
I don't know anybody who loves them. I don't know. I don't know anybody who loves them.
Yeah.
But
there's just a richness is lacking from it, man.
Yeah, exactly. But you mentioned morning stick, and I think for most Olivas, I don't think morning stick for them, even though I would smoke one in the morning because they're just that great that hey, look, you have any time of the day. But one specifically that says, hey, get my day started, cup of coffee, whatever, nice, light, creamy, maybe a little light wrapper undertone. Nah, not so much. But other than that, it serves its purpose, I guess. Serves its purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about all I can say about it, man. It serves its purpose, and somebody will keep buying it till they realize they don't have to smoke it. It's better out there.
We got to there's better options.
Right.
Okay. Grab that Maduro, grab that bottle. It's okay, do it.
It's safe. It's a safe place, whether you realize it or not.
It took us a while. It took me a while. You were there first before me, but it took me a while. It did. So, but I'm here now. I'm here now. That first year and a half was a little trying, but we got here.
Right. Hey, and look, it's got a pretty nice little line on it, man. You know what I'm saying? So they did well with it, man. You know what I'm saying? They did well. Good burn on it. You know what I'm saying?
Quality.
They brought their quality to it. You know what I'm saying? So they did the best they could, man. But that's this week's episode, man, of the Cigars and Everything Else podcast. Keep your sticks up and keep them Maduro. We out.
Yeah, for sure.